What up, beautiful YouTube community? How are you, beautiful people? I'm struggling, and I made a promise to myself a long time ago that I would be real and authentic on my content, on my channel, even if it meant that it might not be quite so popular, because I think it's important that we are speaking truth, even if it's uncomfortable to do so. So even though it's feeling slightly uncomfortable for me right now to share this with you, yeah, I'm feeling, I'm having huge doubts. Self-doubt is coming in and eclipsing my whole experience. And the human experience that you and I are having, we're having different experiences, but we're all having very similar experiences. We share a lot of common ground, which is why I love to share about my experience and my insights. Firstly, so that maybe you can be like, oh my God, thank God I'm not alone. Secondly, maybe because I've got some insights that you might find valuable in helping you navigate your experience, right? So we're talking about growth, because like it or not, if you're watching this and you're interested in my content, then you're on planet Earth for a similar reason to me, which is to grow and to learn. And we're in this big school, right? So if I've got something that's valuable that I'm learning that you might be able to relate to, it feels good to share that, right? Because I know that I've had a lot of teachers in my time in my life that have helped me understand my journey too. So here's what I want to share with you today about the human experience that I'm having. And it's all about ups and downs, right? So when I'm in my full self-confidence, I'm like feeling unstoppable, especially recently. I'm peaking. I'm like, whoa, I haven't had this much energy before without like caffeine, and sustained energy as well. It's not just like crazy excitement and then disappears. It's like, whoa, for like a few days, I'm riding this incredible high energy, and then I crash. But the crash doesn't come from like running out of energy. It comes from my mind and the self-doubts that come and sort of overtake my experience. Boo, like powering me down, like fuck. And then it crumbles. It feels like my reality is crumbling. And that used to put me in a bit of a panic attack state and used to last for a long period of time. Now it only lasts for sort of a day, if that. And I'm beginning to understand that we go like this, up and down. But I want to recontextualize this and sort of reframe this idea that life is just a bunch of peaks and valleys, right? Imagine rather looking at it like cycles. So sometimes at the cycle, you're at the top and you've got lots of energy, you feel good, you feel aligned, you're magnetic, you're confident, and then we come back down and there's like all the self-doubt kicks in, and then we come back up and we go down and we come back up. So imagining this like a cycle, right? But what I want to share with you today that I think is going to help you with your understanding of your human experience is when we're in the down phase, it can be really easy to think that something is really terrible and wrong, and that we've done something wrong, or that we're even wrong. And in my case, I get so in my head about things that I doubt the good bits. I'm like, fuck, was I just deluding myself? Was I lost in some illusion of positivity? That's how bad it can get when we're down here. And if we don't know that the up is coming, we can kind of get stuck. And it can feel like we're getting stuck in these loops and cycles of life. And what I'm asking you to do is, instead of the cycle like this, you're looking at it as like a circle, flip it. Imagine flipping that circle so it's kind of like this, right? Instead of like this, change the perspective of it. And then you'll begin to see that you're not just going round and round and round, you're actually going up and up and up. And we're spiraling upwards and upwards and upwards and upwards. But it doesn't seem like that when we're at the bottom, because we're only comparing it to the top that we were just at. But when we're up here and we've got high levels of energy, what's actually happening is we've got more light coming into our body, more consciousness. And I've been on this journey of committing to not numbing myself with alcohol, weed, scrolling, other addictions, whatever the thing is that's at hand. I've dedicated myself to not numbing myself so I can fully be present and feel the experience that I'm having, whether it's a good one, quote unquote good, a high vibrational or a low vibrational, or an expanded or a contracted experience. Whatever the experience is, I made a prayer, a very, very deep prayer, to commit myself to showing up fully for all of it. Because I realized that numbing doesn't help. We got to actually feel it to heal it. And what's happening is that when we're up here and we're confident, we've got lots of energy coming through, more light is coming into our body, which means more consciousness is coming into our body, more awareness. And with this awareness, as the light gets brighter, it starts to shine on like the shadows. And you might have heard of like shadow work. Now the shadows are the parts of us, it's kind of the place that we hide the parts of us that we don't want to look at. The things parts of us that we're ashamed of. So as we go on this journey of illuminating ourselves and increasing the amount of light that's coming through us, increasing the amount of consciousness, increasing the amount of awareness, the light shines into that shadow. That's why this journey, this spiritual awakening journey, this healing journey, isn't all love and light, because we have to go into the shadow. In fact, things rise up out of the shadow, being forced up by the amount of light and consciousness that's now coming into our bodies through these peak experiences, through these higher levels of conscious awareness of ourselves. So then now we get into the practice of looking at the shadow with compassion for ourselves, with compassion for the parts of us when we were in our, whatever happened in our childhood, whatever has happened with relationships, whatever kind of micro or macro traumas that we might have experienced in our life that we couldn't handle and push down into the shadows and pretend they're not there. Now when they come up, the practice is to be compassionate, to look at them, to acknowledge them, to witness them, to feel them, not reject them, right? So this is the practice. We go up here, we're super confident, everything seems great, more consciousness and light comes into our body, more energy comes through our system, and that energy pushes up anything that is not in alignment with the truth of who we are becoming. It's like, look at this thing that's not you. It feels like you, but look at it so that you can love it, feel it, integrate it, and then we go back up like this. So we're not just going up, down, up, down, up, down. If you want to look at it like an up, down, it's kind of, we're going up and then down and then up and then down and then up and then down and up. We're always going up. We're always going up. That's what we're here for. And it might not always feel like that. And you block that. We block that when we smoke too much weed, drink, binge watch Netflix, stay looping in the old patterns and don't actually integrate the things that are coming up for us. So recontextualize this human experience by, instead of a loop, we're spiraling up, up, up. And sometimes we have to keep going back into the old lessons and the old patterns until we really fully learn them. Sometimes it's a layered process. We have to keep going back a little bit at a time, because our nervous system can't actually handle the process of healing and feeling all of it at once, right? So if you're feeling like you're going up, down, all over the place, just remember that you are gradually going up and up and up and up. And then the experience of having like a down or a contraction, we can then look at with experience and be like, that's not actually a bad thing. This is happening for a reason. And then we don't have to spend quite as long in it. We understand that all we have to do is sit with it and feel it and be with it and love it instead of rejecting it. And then that part of us feels loved and then can be integrated, and we remember that we have actually been whole this whole time. We're not broken. We don't need fixing. We're just being asked to look at all the things that are in our shadow that we might not even remember are there. And they come up when more light comes in. So through this process of ascension, through this process of expanding our consciousness and our awareness to let more light through, the shadow is inevitably going to be looked at. So I hope that helps you with whatever it is you're experiencing right now. If it does, give us a little thumbs up, leave a comment to let me know what you think, and get in touch with me if you feel like you need support with anything that you're going through right now, because we are all in it, and this is what I'm here to offer support with. This is why I do the coaching that I do. This is why I'm being invited to really experience all of this for myself, so that I can relate to your experience and share some insights and some codes from a place of experience and not just from the books that I might have read. So we got some group coaching stuff coming up. I do one-on-one coaching, and send me a little DM on Instagram if you feel like you need some support. In the meantime, I'm sending you so much love, and go easy on yourself, be gentle with yourself, and have faith that whatever it is that you're moving through, you have the strength. In fact, this whole process is showing you just how strong you really are. I love you. Goodbye.